From cars with open bars to insurance rates that are rising with the floodwaters, we are here with our resident gearhead, Dan Scanlan of WJCT News, to talk about the latest automotive headlines. Hey, Dan.
Hey there, I'll have a pizza of the action for you soon.
Oh, I cannot wait for a pizza of the action. Thank you. But let's start. There's a sort of semi-secret, anonymous, autonomous vehicle maker that has got its eyes on the First Coast.
Well, the City Council did approve, I think about a week ago, $7.7 million in incentives for a plant, an autonomous vehicle plant, as yet unnamed, that would be opened in the city by 2025. Jacksonville Daily Record indicates hints that could probably be Holon. And in fact, a Holon people mover was on display at the recent JTA
What's Holon?
Autonomous. It's a basically a maker of a box-shaped multi-passenger people mover that's autonomous, electric powered. And of course, we in Jacksonville are a year away from seeing the Bay Street Innovation Corridor, which would at the initial point be using autonomous Ford vans with an observer from JTA inside to take you up and down Bay Street and around this area that we exist here. And then ultimately, I would believe you would see these boxy people movers take over for those. And
So
then
it could be convenient if they were
It could
being
be very
made
convenient
here.
if they're being made locally. We've had this before. We actually had a van company that wanted to move here, and the city threw lots of incentives at it. And this is about 10 years ago, and it never happened. And then the whole thing never happened. It was a Freightliner Mercedes deal. So
And
we've
Holon's
been down this road
website,
before.
I mean, indicates that there might be a connection here. It's not just pure speculation, right? They've got a Project Link, which lists Jacksonville as a partner on its website. So there is some tissue there to that connection.
Right, and JTA has a center on the west side, northwest side, where they're testing autonomous vehicles, and they've certainly shown everybody from beep on up of autonomous vehicles for us to ride in and learn more about. So it's anybody's game, but initially they want to use a vehicle that's got a steering wheel, and that's what we're going to see on the Bay Street Corridor. And then obviously as that extends to up on the Skyway Express, my guess is that they would not use those vans, that they would go to a people mover, which fits more with the overhead tracks and then going across the river into
It is
San
actually
Marco.
autonomous.
That's actually autonomous and fits the concrete slot.
So there'd be some jobs with this if it came. Is that true?
Well, obviously, we've got a number of jobs as the JTA is building its Innovation Tech Center and Control Center right now that just had the groundbreaking a week or so ago.
But if Holon comes.
Oh, yeah, because you have to build these things, and it wouldn't be just for Jacksonville. They're taking hold. Inner cities are going to be using these things, whether or not we like autonomous boxes going by us or driving among us. And there's other issues with autonomous vehicles,
Well, let's
obviously.
talk about that because there were some that were recalled recently. Is that right?
Well, the situation is that Waymo has had some issues. They actually had one of their vehicles in Phoenix, according to news sources, hit a telephone pole. I guess its computer didn't see a telephone pole as an obstacle. NHTSA, Highway Transportation folks, have actually had 22 recalls for Waymo vehicles, and those are modified Jaguar I-Pace electric vehicles. So they are production vehicles. So whatever issues are there, the software, the computers, the sensors, whatever, plus there's the old saw that people are finding they can actually stop these things in their tracks by putting an orange traffic cone on the hood, which totally confuses an autonomous vehicle sensors.
But there's some interest by our own chamber even in some of these vehicles.
There was a suggestion that Waymo be involved in the future here in Jacksonville, but
Who suggested that?
I don't know that because the brain's not functioning right now, but it's
Well,
not autonomous yet.
I'm sorry. I thought that we talked about there's like a chamber official on a trip
Yeah.
to Phoenix who was maybe interested in bringing
Yeah, the
some
president of the chamber had said the city should look into partnering with Waymo. That's
gotcha.
a suggestion from the business side. But if you've got your top secret $7.7 million incentive, then it looks like, hold on, if what we're hearing from the Daily Record is true,
Buy local.
would be the local, because there's a possibility here. And what added incentive would you have? Hey, you build it here, we'll use you.
I gotcha. So I got to talk about this because it's just interesting. Lexus has rolled out a new vehicle that they're describing as a culinary experience on wheels. They rolled it out at the Aspen Food and Wine Festival. What's in here?
Well, first of all, it's the luxurious interior in their GX, which is their top-end vehicle. There is a spherical ice cube maker, because we all know that high-end cocktails need a big round ball of ice in them.
Sure.
But in back is a 30-inch smart flush hearth pizza oven, so that you can bake your oven bake your pizza while you're out camping. You can make your cocktails, and then you can recline in your custom leather seats with air conditioning and stereo system and enjoy said meal and libation.
This is designed for camping, for glamping?
It's
Is it?
designed for glamping. It's a concept vehicle only. It's just for show. It got a lot of social media coverage this weekend because it really is nothing more than just the big Toyota SUV, but glamorized by Lexus and then further glamorized
With
with
a
these
pizza
special
oven.
goodies. Yeah.
And you get to test drive cars sometimes. Are you going to get to test drive this one?
Not unless I get invited someplace fun, and that doesn't happen much anymore. Budgets are tight.
Well, if you do, please invite us over for a slice.
I'll make it myself.
Oh, thank you, Dan. Dan, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate these monthly visits to talk about all things automotive.
Sure.
All right. That's